with ScreenFiles.com and Trail into Reaction. This is my first reaction trailer for the new year, and glad to be here. Though I wanted to talk about something before I begin, and that's Aquaman. Haven't seen it yet. Have no intention of seeing it, short of it appearing on Netflix or rental or something. Reason being, the DCEU frustrates me, and that's due to their lack of direction. I've heard some people online say, well, Batman or whichever is going to exist outside the DCEU. That's utter nonsense. In that these are DC superheroes. They exist within the same space. Whether they meet or not is irrelevant, I frankly think, but they exist in the same space. They need to acknowledge that. And if they're going to wall it off, I'm not interested in that, frankly. So there's that aspect of it. And there's the tonal aspect. Keep in mind, under Zack Snyder, the DCEU was in its goth girl stage, which is to say, it was pretentious, it was needlessly nihilistic, and it wasn't much fun to be around. That's beginning to change. It started with Wonder Woman, continued into Justice League, and from what I hear, Aquaman is doing the same. And that's a good thing. So I'm curious about them, though not curious enough to be experimented with and to pay for the privilege. No, I've had enough of that. Transformers was the same way. I think I saw the first one or two in the theater, at least two in the theaters, and I was done. It was just nothing engaging about this. It was just sexist and irritating and just chaos, not in a good way. So don't see those movies. I'm not going to see the DCEU movies until I feel they got their act together. Anyway, what I'm talking to you today about is there's a new trailer released for Captain Marvel. Now, the thing is, I'm not wildly enthused about Captain Marvel, to be totally honest. I was never that fond of the character. Didn't hate her. Didn't really think much of her, frankly. So, I'll see the movie, sure. And why will I see the movie? Because it's a Marvel Studios movie. You know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get some good action. You're going to get some humor. And you're going to get some interesting special effects. And you're going to get a cohesive story. Now, some people call Marvel Studios predictable. I like that type of predictable. I like to know sight unseen, I'm going to see a quality, entertaining, enjoyable movie. It's not going to be a 2-hour dirge. I don't need that. Life is hard enough without looking for things that's going to bring you down. So, some people treat that predictability as a vice. I think of it as a benefit, and I really like that. And then there's the cohesiveness of the MCU. It's all interconnected. I grew up reading comics. I'm quite used to that level of interconnectivity, and I want that. That, for me, is not only a no-brainer, but it's a non-negotiable one. If the DCEU never interconnects in ways large and small, I'm not interested. I don't need to see that. That doesn't engage me. Link it all together. Make what happens in one part reflect on another part. That I like. That takes effort, and that's interesting. So, enough of my babbling. Let's check out the new trailer for Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel.
Grunge is a good look for you.
Did you have a rough day, Agent Fury?
I'm gonna need clarification on this space invasion.
Elastica, good song.
Skrulls are infiltrating your planet. They're shapeshifters.
Okay, prove you're not a Skrull.
It's a photon blast.
And?
A Skrull cannot do that.
I'm just supposed to take your word for that. We are Kree. Strong, united. Let's let go of the past
I don't remember my past.
Control it.
I have this power, but I don't know where it came from.
I've never seen anything like her.
You think you can find others?
Olsen
She's
with
just
hair.
You've come a long way, but you're not as strong as you think.
What is this?
The SHIELD logo
Does announcing your identity on clothing help with the covert part of your job?
said the space soldier who was wearing a rubber suit.
Get tickets now.
And that was a special look, well, it's a trailer, but anyway. That was a special look at Captain Marvel, and it looks good. They show you a little more than the other trailers, and it looks cute. I like what I saw again. Not going nuts for it, but I'll see it. I will see it. This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer into Reaction. Peace.